Yeah, let's just put that aside. It's all very dull there at the moment. Everyone's far too excited about something else. We're going to get the inside track now on the wedding industry. Surprise, surprise. There is some sort of event going on here in the UK, of course, on Saturday.
Is there? Yeah, apparently. And even though it will be just one of 260,000 weddings here this year, it will, of course, be a big affair, costing much more than the average $24,000 of a wedding. And that's without the honeymoon, by the way.
Crikey. In total, a whopping $13.5 billion spent on weddings every year just here in the UK. And the industry involves something like 139,000 small businesses. Well, Hamish Shephard is the founder of Bridebook.co.uk and also co-founder of the wedding venue Hedza House. Hamish, thanks for joining us. That's in Buckinghamshire, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
it
not
is.
far, actually, that far away from where Harry and Meghan are tying the knot.
Just down the River Thames, actually.
Just down there. And when you look at the, I mean, you can't ignore this wedding and the preparations. This is your business. Is there part of you thinking, oh, I wish I could have got my hands on that one?
So definitely, I think it's going to be one of the most iconic weddings in history. We expect 3 billion people to be watching it. They have an unlimited budget, thousands of guests. But I think for the average wedding, as we're talking about, they don't have the luxury of an unlimited budget or their granny owning a castle. So that's where our app, Bridebook.co.uk, really helps couples out. We actually now help over a third of UK couples plan their weddings, go through that emotional journey. Most couples don't have a wedding planner, so haven't had the experience of planning such a big day. That's where we're there to help.
Right, well, so that app has to make sure that every single base is covered, because in a way, it's as strong as its weakest link, isn't it? So in terms of effort of putting it together, that's a big demand.
Yes, exactly. We have a range of tools working people through every step of the checklist, from finding a florist to a photographer to finding their venue. And that's where we're also working with the suppliers. As you said, there are 139,000 small businesses in the UK in the wedding industry. It employs over 500,000 really talented people. And we'd love working with them, connecting all the couples with these great suppliers.
I mean, you've also, as you say, you've got a venue as well. You've been involved in some pretty high-profile weddings involving royal families, some of the popular royals of this world as well. And just tell us a little bit about, A, perhaps some of the costs that come into these events, but B, what people are looking for can be very bespoke. They must really want to control what you want to control as well. That's a difficult balance.
Yes, I think so. The average cost of a UK wedding is about £18,000 or $24,000. From that, that's how we see where couples are looking for celebrating their individuality. We've had weddings where the groom has surprised the bride who was very interested in dinosaurs with having a robotic velociraptor on the dance floor.
How romantic.
How romantic. Hopefully Harry and Meghan are going to have a dinosaur somewhere in the wedding.
You could say old-fashioned.
But that's where you're looking for people looking for what's special to them. We've had weddings where the couple have started with a huge English tea party on the lawns at Hedza House and then moved it into the ballroom for a midwinter theme with snow machines and Christmas trees.
Right, but these people, some of the high profiles, so we'll get to the cake in a minute. The producers say, get to the cake, get to the cake.
Yeah.
But look, just a brief point on security. I mean, it's critically important. We know security is going to be massive on Saturday, but a lot of high profile weddings would also perhaps want their own security retinue, and that impacts immediately on mood, environment. How they presumably tell you what to do they, or are you telling them?
I was at Windsor Castle on Tuesday this week, and you see there's security everywhere, but on a wedding, on the big day, you want it hidden away. Sniffer dogs is not something every bride dreams of in their wedding theme, so it should be in the shadows, but obviously it's a huge high-profile event, and that's where it's balancing that privacy and security, and obviously with the royal wedding, the huge global interest.
Right, you've got that rather delicious-looking cake there, top tier of wedding cake. You start cutting that up while I just go through some of the tweets, because we've been asking you this morning what you would splash out on. Where would you prioritise spending and where would you save money? Balaji Lakshman tweeted to say, I'd spend the money on jewellery, outfits, food, music. Jerome says prioritise the spend on the honeymoon. Meanwhile, Behruz says, I wouldn't rule out splashing out on a scrumptious cake, perhaps like the one we've got here, but I'd also splurge on a first-class team of photography and filming. There you are, photography and filming. So I suppose, you know, everyone has their own ideas of what they prioritise, what is most important to them. Where do you find people are most prepared to, you know, rein it in? Because the costs can spiral so
exactly.
easily.
So there are a few, the cost of a wedding breaks down really into 3 parts. A third would always be the venue, a third will be food and drink, the final third is all the other items like photography, floristry, makeup artists, and that's where you'll see couples move their budget around. Before couples use the Bridebook budget tool, we plan over $1 billion of wedding spend every year. We actually see 2/3 of couples have no budget or have gone over their budget, and that's where they're prioritising. We'll see floristry has a lot of variability, whereas something like the photographer is something, you know, that's an essential.
Look, he's off. He's after.
Right, what is this?
Let's get this right, Hamish. What is this?
So this is identical to Harry and Meghan's royal wedding cake, which is lemon and elderflower. And yeah, very exciting. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks.
And so it's not lemon and gin, because there was a big rumour going around we were getting lemon and gin.
Not lemon and gin.
Which, of course, we were all very excited about.
Okay,
we'll have the gin afterwards. Worth it?
That's very good.
Very good. They're doing a good job.
Great breakfast.
You're a lucky man. Hamish, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Good to speak to you.
Thanks.
Go on, do the next
OK, I
bit.
better do this.